Welcome back, everyone. This is Ak and I here with more Blasphemous, where we have ascended to the true torment, and we have taken on the penitence of unwavering faith, as you can see with our little blue flame icon. So we are trying to lean into the power of prayer as we are. We've made our way here through the preliminary stages of a new adventure, but also with a new, at least one new addition to our cast of NPCs, Hibrael, who we are looking to track down eventually here. And so it's, yeah, we're gonna be, I've taken on also a new, the adventure avatar or appearance, Fashion Souls, to kind of help myself blend in as I make my way through the Cistern here. So, I will be making my way through the Cistern and on to hopefully get some new rosary knots here in not too short of order. We've got some ground to cover. Making our way through the Cistern and also through Yondo and whatnot. There are going to be some different things to find, including our first set of boobies, which I am going to.
Eyes that with devotion see my tormented heart.
Yes, blessed are
the
those
ones
eyes.
who are joyful in affliction and fasting come to
This
me
game is just
for
so
their
crazy.
pleasant
The Pope hat that she's wearing at the same time.
pains lance my flowery breast.
Goddamn.
Take the first one and purge one of your 6 mortal stains of the soul.
Yep, there you go. There you go. First stain has been purged. We need as many of these health upgrades as we can get, just like in the base game, just like in the new game, I should say. But now, I think more so than before, do I need the help of our skewered friend. The assistance is much needed. So, yeah, I'm gonna be making my way through the Cistern and onto all of the various challenges that we have come across before, and I'm gonna be seeing what is new here in New Game Plus, besides just the harrowing challenges of everything hitting harder and me not having a sword that hits nearly as hard. So, but I like the I do like the penitence that we have chosen. The penitence of unwavering faith is cool. That it's not just a pure binding, like the was it the penitence of true guilt? There was one of those options that turned us into the true Dark Souls experience. That one seems like all downside. There doesn't seem to be anything positive, no blessing to go along with a curse with that option. But in the case, oh, that's right, we can actually go through this now. We actually have, right off the bat, we have the ability to traverse the miasma with the silvered lung. Let's go. So I guess I should be using the power of prayer here, if nothing else, because otherwise it's not getting spent. I wanted to see whether it would actually block these little toxic things dropping from the pipes, which it does not appear to. So Zarabanda does guard against a lot of things, but that is not one of them. But yeah, it's nice that we can make our way through here right off the bat and get you out of here. I guess I took some contact damage. Oh, because you're not dying in 3 hits because my sword doesn't deal shit for damage now. We gotta get used to so many things being different for us here. This is going to be something. But I do like the fact that we have an upside. There is an upside. We've enhanced the power of our prayers, and it's fun to try to lean into a different play style. Oh, I do not remember you having the ability to walk off of ledges. Is that some new feature that's been added here to New Game Plus? What the heck? The ability for enemies to just randomly walk off of ledges? Hello? I didn't know that. I don't think I signed up for that. Like, it's one thing to make the enemies hit harder. Do we actually want them to have different attack patterns? Yeah, that would actually be pretty interesting. New attack patterns is actually a good thing to do for New Game Plus. I knew there was a secret in here. I think I remember there being a secret in here even without the Even without the help of the bell ringing in my ear, but it is nice to have that bell because it is still, my knowledge and ability to track down all of the secrets is still going to be put to the test here, even having been through the game one time fully. So it's going to be fun to see exactly how this plays out. I'm going to be curious to find out when we cross paths again with Hebrael. Where exactly is that going to be? And how difficult are each of these different boss encounters going to be? Fortunately, we have some help from our friend Viridiana if and when we need it, and I have a feeling I'm going to be needing it, at least against some bosses. But yeah, I think this is a good point to say that, you know, as I've said before, I'm not probably going to be this is not going to be like an entire full playthrough like we did the first time around. Obviously, there's going to be a lot here that we've seen before, and I don't want to necessarily cover every square inch of old territory here on camera. So I'm going to be making my way through a lot of these challenges on my own, trying to make sure I get the righteous riposte timing, get that as cinched up as possible, and then we will see what new things that we come across as we're making our way through the Cistern and other places. There are definitely some things that I want to try, a couple things that I want to do differently. One of those things. Well, actually, I don't really. There's not. One of the things that I want to do differently is I do want to take more help from Viridiana, and I want to see what happens. What exactly happens when we do accept more of her help? Because we already saw that the effects of aging that happens with her after draining her of her, God damn it, draining her of her power, right? That is one of the side effects, and I'm curious to see exactly how far that would go. Curious to see. And also, oh, I actually need to, that's the thing. I need to use this prayer more. I need to use this Saita Dolorosa. I need to use a lot more. Need to be using prayers a lot more often in general, but definitely going to need it here. Definitely going to need the help of the life leech with the upgraded intensity of things. The Path of True Torment. I guess this does open this pathway up. Get that unlocked. There we go. The other thing that I am going to be curious about, I am aware of the fact I've seen the patch notes that keep popping up on the screen. The patch notes I've tried to avoid looking at those patch notes, but there's, you know, you can only be so successful at 100% avoiding reading that stuff as you come across them. Those notes. Let's get our first bile vessel upgrade here, though. Got a nice healthy stash of runes, or runes, tears already, which is nice. Oh, and then interesting. That's so funny. It's it's carrying over, I think, the price for a flask station fill up from the end of new game. It doesn't. It reset the price tag on filling up a new bile flask, but it doesn't reset the cost for just a normal fill up. So that's funny. Okay, there is we get the severed hand, even though we already have the incorrupt hand relic. I guess we get that as a we're gonna be able to turn that in for tears. with the Lord of the Salty Shores, if that was his name, if I do remember that correctly. Anyway, I was saying that I am aware of the fact that there is, from those patch notes, it has mentioned that there's been a new quest that's been added. Some new quest has been added at some point to the game. Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. I was sitting there waiting for the guy to attack so I could do a parry, and of course he wasn't attacking because he instead was blocking. He was busy blocking my Zarabanda. He's like, I don't have time to attack. I gotta block. I can't let down my shield. The impatience that I have sometimes that walks me directly into Toxin. It's not good. Okay, we're fully exploring here, trying to remind myself all the different things in the Cistern, and I'm also trying to talk about this quest that I am aware of, supposedly, that's been added to the game, which I don't know, maybe I've already done. It's possible that I have already done this quest without realizing it. I don't know. Interesting, we can get healing off of these guys, right? And they kind of like respawn. And then, of course, I take a silly hit from the shield guy, because I'm greedy. So all that healing went for naught. But it's okay, because our fervor keeps filling up. The fervor keeps filling up, so we keep getting health. All right. Can you please attack in the other direction? Holy shit. There we go. I feel this is so funny because I've been so used to the new game experience where our character just raffle stomps everything by the end of the game, and now getting returned back to this preliminary state. Stuff isn't so easy. In any case, I have had questions. At the end of our new game, I was really curious about both Chrysanta and Esdras. It felt like there was definitely things were unresolved with those two. And I have wondered that we had, the incomplete scapular. That I was like, well, certainly there must be some way to make it complete, is there not? And so that has been a big question mark for me. And so I'm gonna, we're gonna see if there is anything that can be done differently. If there was part of a quest line that I perhaps missed or overlooked, and that's one of those things that I am going to be on the lookout for. Another thing that's on my mind is I have noticed there was an achievement. I haven't looked through the achievement list extensively, but I did notice that I think the one that's at the top of the list in Steam that I have not done yet. There is an achievement involving Redento and Cleophas. I think Cleophas is the guy who helps the lady in perpetual agony, who we eventually we have a quest line with him, the Court of True Burying, that we eventually give to him. But apparently there is a way somehow to get the two of them to cross paths, which I don't know how we would do that. This is not a bad idea here. Just walking around with, oops, just walking around. Oh, I forgot to reactivate. Walking around with this prayer active, you can almost have, if you get an execution or two along the way, you can almost have constant uptime with this invulnerability. This is not a bad not a bad way to go through things here. Oh, I actually did not. Somehow it did not time that parry accurately enough to actually get the retribution. Not even, let alone the righteous riposte. There we go. Third time's a charm. And now this is the, I think this is the, God damn it. This is the chest. This is the chest that was out of reach for so long, which you can actually get two different ways, right? We could get it, you can get it through the movement ability in the water, or you can get it from falling down, which we almost did last time. But now we don't have to, because this is taken care of. So there we go. Business handled. But apparently there's some way to get Redento and Cleophas to cross paths. So I do not know about that one. Gonna have to, that one is probably one that I'll probably screw it up, to be honest. I probably won't quite get it right on this playthrough, and it may be one that I might have to eventually look up or get a nudge on how to do it, but it's not immediately clear to me how because Cleophas kind of starts, I think Cleophas starts in the place where the Lady of Perpetual Agony, Socorro, where she's just going crazy already in the Mother of Mothers. And then Redento gets to the Mother of Mothers, and he just goes, well, we see him in the patio, and we clear the way by taking out the monster in the patio of the Silent Steps. And then he just goes straight to that room where he's bowing down to the statue of the genuflector, right? Is now a good time for us to sit. There's a path down here which I think leads to echoes. Should we go down that way? We should probably go down that way. Let's go down that way, actually. We've got the power of prayer, and we've got the power of both invulnerability and rejuvenation, life leech. The fact that we can always be, we can always be patient and wait for our fervor to fill up. I am not always the patient one, though. The penitent one in my hands is not necessarily the patient one. But it is really fascinating just I was really not expecting them to completely open up the world to us right off of the bat by letting us keep these relics. That would feel like one of those things from a Metroidvania, that you would want the player to, that the player would need to relive. Replay. Forgot about this Chalice of the Inverted Verses. We will track that down eventually here. Do I want to fall down? This elevator, I think I do want to fall down. Because don't we... Actually, I'm not sure if it's an elevator. I don't remember exactly how this... I think this goes down actually to... This is the other side of the boss room in Grievance Ascends. Correct? So I am kind of curious to see... I thought for a second there was like an invisible floor there. Okay, so... What is... I feel like there was a... Wasn't there a blood... I'm going to take off the hand for just a moment. Was there not blood platforms here? They are, but they're to the side. Okay. And then I guess I need the masons... Probably need the mason's wheel to get across here. Okay. And it was a set of bones. Right, okay. And then... There is another health upgrade here. Okay. That's kind of what I was going to guess. Got it. Boobies. Yes, please. Okay. 2 health upgrades right off the bat. that we would definitely not have been able to do in New Game. But yeah, I think this is the boss room to, if I remember correctly, the three, what were they called? Tres anguistas? The three anguishes? I do believe that is their door, but it's cool that we can go down this way and get the health upgrade without doing that shit yet. That's great. All right, the next empty bile flask I did run back and fill up, and now that I'm realizing it, we actually need to activate the fast travel portal that's back in Albero. So we should go back. I think we have now fully explored the Cistern as much as possible. We've got this pathway that goes through from, is that from Echoes and Salt? I'm not sure, but one way or the other, I think we've explored as fully as we can for now. So let's actually teleport back to the bench. We'll do it the correct way, quote unquote. And we will make our way back to Albero and turn in what we can. Let's go ahead and turn in our stuff with Tirso first of all and see exactly if anything is different here. I would just expect to get tears in return.
Merciful be penitent.
Oh, I guess, okay, we get linen cloth is the first thing from him, but that would probably turn into tears. The bouquet of time.
Merciful be.
Merciful be, penitent one. Yes, tears of atonement. There we go. Okay, everybody's got tears for us, which is cool. That's no problem. I'm not gonna shed any tears over that. That was an unintentional pun, guys. I promise. I should probably even just edit that one out. Just fancy editing. Pretend like that doesn't even go in the episode. Just, oh, did I walk into that one? What the fuck?
This place is another dream. They believe me as
it's a salty dream.
The punishment of the miracle. Do not
False
try
holiness.
to obtain mine. Bring me anything that can be blessed.
Oh, I got stuff that can be blessed. The question is, do you have the tears? We already got the tears, actually.
Behold
it just
the linen cloth that soaked, a tool that obtains secret and forbidden in the name of the high wills.
I bless this relic and I give you tears. It already had filled up 500 tears in our tears total there. So cool. Tentudio's carnal remains.
This poor lass, many tears were shed, 1,000 prayers do not cost still. In a find the next treasure.
And that is also tears. That one, for whatever reason, waits until he's done talking, for you to actually get the prompt, or for actually the tears to actually be dispensed to your tears account. Wait, do I have more for him? No, we do not have more. What else is there to turn in? We've got the, oh, I had the hand to turn in and I forgot to give it. I'm such a dingus. Forgot to turn that in. We've got Quicksilver that we are going to cash in, I think. Now that we've gotten 2 health upgrades, it definitely makes sense to get another flask upgrade. We've got 4 at our disposal. So I'm okay sacrificing one of those. But I need some tears. Because one of the things that we do want to... one of the thresholds that we're aiming for here is...
At the time of its death, before that, in the name of the high...
One of the things that we are aiming for is 20k through the... I did also do some sleuthing via Google Gemini to figure out what I had... Basically, what are the... we know now that we get bench warp eventually from donating to the church, and we also get a full fervor bar. Those sorts of things, and I had asked Google Gemini, what do I need to donate to the church in order to get those things, or maybe I asked something like up to, because I think at the time that I asked this, I had turned in something around 50k, so I was like up to the point where I get, that's what it was. We get this cloistered ruby eventually, and I was like, tell me what I get from the church up to the cloistered ruby and nothing more. Don't tell me any rewards that come after the Cloistered Ruby, but tell me what I get up to that point and at what threshold of tiers I get each of those things. And I think the first threshold, or at least the one that gives you bench warp, it's not the first threshold, but the one that gives you bench warp is at 20k. I think that's correct. It's either 10k or 20k. So I don't know if that's the first thing that we're going to be buying here, but maybe because we don't have to buy Mea Culpa upgrades. You know, there's no. That's a big sink for your currency. So otherwise, the only things here so far to really the big sinks that are going to take up a lot of our tiers are going to be the Quicksilver upgrades. So so we'll see how valuable that that bench warp is going to feel.
For they hear us too. The bones are grateful for bring the rest of the
Bring the bones before me. That's right. This first one is only 1,000, so that's good. We'll do that.
Graceful be the hut with this
All right.
silver.
Upgraded flasks. I'm not going to do another one just yet. Although, do I have 2 Quicksilver? I only had the 1 Quicksilver, so I need another Quicksilver anyways before I can think about it. But I think the next one costs 3k. So I think now the next thing for us to do is to start making our way through Yondo, because we want to get more rosary knots. That's a very important thing for us to have. The hand is ringing here. The hand is ringing because why? Why is the hand ringing for us? I don't immediately remember why the hand is ringing here, but it must be for a good reason. I love that we can still get executions. Oh yeah, the chalice fills up with one of these guys. Is the bell ringing because of this, what we know to be a sus wall, but that can only be opened from the other side? Okay, Wyatt, that was weird. Okay, it's not doing it now. It was for a second, the penitent one was like failing to crouch. He was doing like this thing. He was, for some reason, he was teabagging the wall. Okay, so that's our next set of bones. Bring the bones before me. I think that might be why anytime there's a sus wall, because now the bell is starting to not ring. Like, as soon as we start moving away, as soon as we start getting far away from the sus wall, then it's no longer interested. The bell is done. But it's interesting that it rings for something that you can't do anything about, you know? It's still enough. It's interesting, though, that I don't think we're getting close to killing these guys with these sliding attacks. But even if we're not getting close to killing them, it's still enough for us to stun them. God damn it. I swear, dude, I hate these guys. They are the worst. They forever. My sacred blood doesn't go nearly as far as their little boomerang rotor blade does. Okay, in spite of my hatred for this enemy that will forever flummox me, we do have a challenge that the first time through were not able to take down the vision or the image of Perpetva, the imposter of Perpetva, but we should be able to. I have been able to take this enemy down on a couple of different occasions in new game, starting on fresh files. So I am a little more practiced against Perpetva at this point, and I think with I actually want to use this Toronto to my sister, because I think this actually, from a lore standpoint, is the most sense, because I feel like this is Esdras saying this, right? Sister of mine, don't leave me. Sister of mine, sister of mine. I think this is Esdras' prayer. So it makes total Now, who knows? She might not be very weak against this because it might be lightning damage, but I at least want to try. I at least want to see how it does. We're going to try it out. Actually, I will do this. We're going to do... At first, I just want to... No, I'll leave on the fervor generating attacks. I was going to get a peek at her HP bar, but I'm not that curious. Let's just do this. Let's just do this straight up. Let's get this. Sure looks like she's taking damage from it. Oh. I tried to call down the prayer, but it was still on cooldown. Oopsie. Being able to pogo would have been so useful to know the first time around. That would have made this fight much more approachable had I known. Had I known the potency of being able to pogo. All right, so now it's interesting that we don't get... If you do this on a fresh file, you do get Perpetuous Protection here. So it's interesting that they don't give us a... not even 500 tears as a reward. Why is that the case? What's up with that? Okay, our buddy Redento is hanging out here.
O penitent one, which reverse my name is Redento. Prithee, taketh nigh affront. We are before Hondo. Now Hondo resoundeth in my feet.
Yep, gotta get through Hondo.
To the other side of the... Oh, my sin. I halt here to look for a crossing. Penitent one. Penitent
And I think that's the end of your dialogue. Okay, so you are waiting for us, of course. Waiting patiently for us to help you out. I still don't know exactly how you get across those moving platforms while you are in such a restrained state, but you know, everybody's got their ways. Oh, wait a second. Oh, shit, look at this. Oh, crap. Okay, so I've been making my way through Yondo and unleashing one of the dongers. I made it that far, and then I decided to just go ahead and connect this path over here in Echoes of Salt and open up this shortcut, quote-unquote, from the Mountains of Endless Dusk, and then follow this path down here, and look at this. It's the candle-lit tulips of Hebrael. Is this where he is hiding? Oh my god. This room. We have been in this room before, and I had wondered what's going on with this room and the fact that there are these lights that we can pogo, sort of, but you obviously can't pogo upward, and I was like, why is this room here? Aha! I think that this must be, right, this Echoes and Salt area, which does connect to Mourning and Havoc, and is also listed under, like, the major zone title of Echoes and Salt. It's got to be DLC, right? Because obviously this guy is here. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Who exactly knows what is DLC? But I think the patch notes did mention... I feel like Echoes of Salt was mentioned in there. And maybe I should just get clarification at this point. Still, don't tell me for sure. I like the mystery. I like guessing. But we have found our friend. Cross paths once again.
Penitent one, the moment has arrived. It is your choice that I sound this bugle that weighs down my arms and twists my spine. It is your choice that its bronze exhumes the crystal tombs where the Amanecidas await you.
The Amanecidas. I think I did look this up as I was editing the last episode, and I think it's basically, it's Spanish for awakening or waking up or something along those lines.
Do you want to make the bronze sing?
I think the answer is yes. I feel like this is one of those Dark Souls moments where you just go with the flow, and there's not really a choice to be made. I don't think this is quite as substantial as, do we want to choose, you know, a certain penitence, a certain torment that we want to add to the difficulty of our playthrough. Although I'm not sure, right? It's also one of those classic, like, Dark Souls, like, I'm gonna speak very cryptically to you about this thing that may happen. Do you say yes? Like, I don't fucking know. I have no clue, but let's just say yes and see what happens. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit, look at that. I know where that is.
One Amanecida has already awoken, which is why the Saita is already resounding.
Huh. Okay. So that thing that just appeared up at the top of the Mountains of the Endless Dusk, or I guess maybe it's not, it's above Yondo, right? It's above the Donger. Is that one of the Amanecidas? I have to read that dialogue again. Maybe he says it again.
The Amanecidas of the miracle await you.
Okay, that certainly clears everything up. Okay, well that's good, because eventually we're going to be unlocking that path for Redento, and then we'll see what that is all about, what has appeared along that path. Let's equip our, there's a intel corpse here that maybe will make a little more sense at this point. Beneath the earth, the paths are misleading. This is the lie that haunts these tunnels. The howl of the wind and the roar of the waves can be heard, and yet there's no wind or sea. Okay, that doesn't quite... I thought maybe this might be a corpse that now sort of relates to Hibrael and the Amanecidas, but not so much. Not so much. So are you still here? If we zone out and zone back in, it looks like no. The flowers have gone. So we're gonna be tracking this guy around the map. It's not just, or it doesn't feel like it's just gonna be one place that he appears, and maybe this is part of the Metroidvania exploration. Who knows exactly where he is now? He might have appeared. Gosh, it's gonna be a little bit annoying if he has appeared in some place that we've already been to. Mercy Dreams or the Cistern or something like that. Because then, without any sort of a clue, that would mean backtracking everywhere. I hope it's not like that. I hope it's one of these things where he can be found in any of these locations, that we just happen to find him in this one first, but he could appear in other locations simultaneously. Hopefully it's one of those things where it's not a sequential quest. We'll find out eventually, but at least the first leg of our quest with Hibrael has been unlocked, and we will see exactly what the Amanecida at the top of Yondo holds for us. I guess while we're here in Echoes and Salt, we can go ahead and check in with Perpetva, since we have done things a little bit differently this time. And we can get some different dialogue from her, which I have experienced this dialogue for myself on a fresh file, but still good for us to get it here on the record.
Penitent one, you stand before the tomb below which my name, Perpetva, rests. And with it, a body vanquished a long time ago. Although we were already introduced through the wounds of our confrontation, the audacity of your faith now gives us the chance to meet once again. A meeting behind the back of a miracle that ends up knowing all. You were able to defeat the lie created by the miraculous zeal that possessed my face and armor, but not my voice, which is now free of sin and dominion. However, I see in you that the guilt that weighs so heavily in both your heart and hands is deserving of such arduous penance. Such is your strength that my brother Esdras, convinced that you will commit crimes against the Church, has asked for my blessing to prevent you accessing such a sacred place. Penitent one, I have seen a different path for you, whose ultimate destination is neither the forbidden nor the sacred places kept behind the high walls of Mother Church. Rise above all that, above even the halls of the dream. This voice of mine is limited. It cannot disperse all the invisible mists that tangle up the truth and mislead us. You must meet with my brother. He will be waiting for you on the bridge that leads to the door of the holy Visages. Take this scapular, whose sheen will tell him you have my blessing, and before which he will surely fall to his knees, as he loves me deeply. At that moment, my soft whisper will reach his ears, beseeching him to assist you.
There it is, the incomplete scapular, which definitely felt like it was incomplete, whatever we were supposed to do with it in the first time around. All right, so yeah, that dialogue is all basically the same as before, but it is interesting now that I understand things a little bit more clearly, knowing that Chrysanta and Esdras are as related as they are. It makes me curious to have that confrontation again with Esdras and see things in a new light. I do have to say, this invulnerability ability against these guys might be the MVP so far. Being able to kind of have like almost constant uptime on this shit is so fucking good, because otherwise this is like one of the most annoying areas to go through on a fresh file, is just the constant torment of these guys. This whole section, like, just I feel like I never make it through this section without getting hit. Well, see, like that exactly, because the range on these things is ridiculous. The range on these is just absurd. Absolutely fucking absurd. I also really am liking this life leech, though. I get so much value out of this. I may not need it because, you know, we're still even in spite of all the difficulty that we're having here. God damn it. It's like, I was so waiting for him to throw that thing the whole time. This is what annoys me about them, is that I don't understand the timing on their attacks. When they are actually going to unleash, it feels like it's always they're always throwing that stupid razor blade at the most inopportune time for me. That's for sure. All right, we're gonna drink a flask, and then we're gonna go invulnerable to take you out, because I otherwise cannot be bothered. See, why did you throw it there? I felt like that was like the first time that you threw it downward. No other time before this have you done that. They're so unpredictable. All right, and our moving platforms are activated, and we are ready to see exactly what this first Amanecidas. What is this all about? What do we have here? What exactly? Is it a casket or something? It looks like there is some sort of a body or a figure inside a casket made of glass. Oh boy, we're getting transported here into Oh, shit. Wait a minute, it's... Oh, no, it's a fucking boss fight? No! No, what the fuck? I was not prepared. What the fuck? Well, okay. I have 2 rosary knots to turn in. We're very close to turning them in. I should probably do that first. But we'll give our best shot here on whatever... Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. Because, of course, we were revealed... We had a bit of a spoiler given to us through the extras in the main menu that I think showed off one of these guys. These are the Amanecidas? Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I guess this is as good as it gets for now. We could switch once we've spent our first round of fervor here. It might make sense to go to something other than the big bead of blue wax. So this is really just giving us that initial extra capacity, and then once that's spent, probably don't need it anymore. We can switch to something. But yeah, okay. Prayers. I think this is what we're going with. Let's make a switch here to the one that casts our prayer quicker to make sure we get it off. Okay, and now we can go back to this, and we can go back. Let's just leave this the way it is for now. Can I not hit you? Am I slowly breaking the crystal that's guarding you? It does look like fragments are coming off of it. But also, otherwise I'm doing no damage to you. I hope I'm doing something. I hope I'm making some progress here. But I don't think I am equipped for this battle at the moment. What the fuck? Your shield does look very close to gone. Okay, it is gone. But man, are we doing almost nothing in terms of damage. What the fuck? Oh, there's a platform to walk on there. I was wondering why I wasn't taking damage. Like a moving platform. That's kind of interesting. We... Amanecida of the Golden Blades is the name of the boss, which I am just now absorbing. We are doing so little damage. We've done like 1.5 bars. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? We're basically just trying to learn moves at this point because I don't think I'm dealing nearly enough damage. This feels very much like shit, dude. How am I supposed to dodge these fucking... These things are all over the place. I do love that at least the Chalice of the Inverted Verses has been emptied. Our blood ranged attack, which I always forget, the Bleeding Miracle. The Bleeding Miracle, that's what it's called. It does a pretty nice bit of damage. Oh shit, I'm back here. Oh my god. Oh my god, I did not sit at this. I did not sit at this bench. Why am I such a dingus? Okay, it's probably, at least we established the path that goes across though. So, oh my god. Okay, yeah, that felt very much like what was the fight with the Voice of the Dead, Isadora. The Amanecidas. These are going to be endgame challenges, aren't they? We're at Mea Culpa level 7, but we are not fully powered up. We need health, we need fervor. This is not a challenge that I'm equipped to take on yet at the moment. But we've at least had our introduction here. Yay for that. I kind of do think, though, that we're actually getting enough sustain from, like, I'm kind of abusing the Saeta Dolorosa and the Tiento. Both of these give us so much sustain that I'm almost like not even, like I almost don't even care about flasks. I kind of feel like, at least while I'm exploring areas that I'm familiar with, we can kind of get away with using this greed heart. This could be a terrible idea, but I think we can do this. So I'm gonna try this. I do want to test one thing real quick here. I want to try. I just want to see. Do I get a leech? Do I get a life leech effect from? I need to take some damage here. I need to take a little bit of damage. That's a lot of damage. Well, it's an okay amount of damage. I want to see, do I get life leech from my... I do. I get life leech from the blood attack. That is crazy, dude. That is so fucking cool. Because this thing is insanely powerful so far. It's probably our most powerful ability. Just because of how cheap it is and how much damage it does. And the fact that it also triggers that life leech ability. Oh my god. Yeah, I think we can definitely do the no flask life here. At least outside of boss fights. We'll see. Maybe even in boss fights. There's a case to be made here. So so yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make it back though to my guild fragment. All right, let's get our buddy Redento on his way.
Thou art the answer to my prayers.
Yeah.
It is of little use for me to remain here.
There we go. Our buddy, the instant goat, the genuflector goat himself, already given us all of his useful beads, but he is still a homie, big time. And yeah, this so yeah, the Amanecidas is an interesting addition here. That I'm very glad that it's another round of boss fights that have been added, or I'm guessing it will be. It sounded like there's going to be more than one Amanecidas, right? And I'm more than happy for that to be the extra content here that will be on the docket for us eventually. Because I think there's another. Oh, I thought it was another rosary knot. Empty bowel vessel is good. That's also very nice. But yeah, I am definitely that the boss fights. It's a round of boss fights that's going to be for later in the playthrough, but I'm much happier to have that as the additional content here than opposed to more platforming challenges. I think I've had more than my fill of platforming challenges because realistically, this is not a platforming game. Blasphemous and also Hollow Knight for that matter, neither one of these are really designed to be platforming games, and even though they have platforming challenges in them, they're definitely not my favorite parts of the game by any stretch. And I am it's a far cry from something like Celeste. Celeste is a whole different story because that game is built around. It is definitely designed specifically designed to have. I'm noticing that this blood is actually a pretty good tool against these guys because similar to our bleeding miracle, it also does a pretty good amount of damage, and these guys just charge right on through. But when you've got a game like Celeste that is specifically designed for platforming, it just feels so crisp. The game just plays so well, and Blasphemous doesn't in that regard. straight up, it is not meant to be a platforming game. So glad to have more boss fights, and that's really what I thoroughly enjoy about, Hollow Knight. And I think Blasphemous is probably going to be a similar sort of thing, especially once we get into the boss rush content. That's going to be a lot of fun. Excited to get to that point. We don't need, there's really nothing to do with these mea culpa shrines, is there? So, okay. But we are right on the doorstep of Soledad. Get our warp point unlocked here. And then we will get rosary knots, and now we can really start having some fun with the playthrough. Because now we have options. Here we go. Here's our blue flame ghosty lady.
Do not fear my body. Soledad by name. The high
Hook me up, Soledad.
has granted me. I will wait, sleeping.
Let's go.
Now let my feet.
Kind of wish we would, at this point, you know, having been through this once before, it would be, you know, quality of life, small quality of life things where it's like, let's just turn in all knots at once. That would be an okay thing, but, you know, we'll go through the steps here.
Return once you possess new. May your heart.
Wait, was that it? Did I only have 2? I thought I had picked up 3. I thought I was getting 5 slots here. Okay, 4 is still better than 2, though. That is double the options. So now we get to think through what we want to do for our charms. I think we'll go with the 2 that that give us a boost to our attack and defense when we have no flasks, because I kind of don't have any flasks right now. And the silver grape as well, that just give us as much of a defensive boost as possible. Because I think between our prayers and our bleeding miracle, we're actually pretty powerful. Or we have attack power that we can kill shit.
Bitter moments reunite us again.
All right, the goat is. I think we want to. I think we definitely want to progress his quest line, and we have another. Yeah, we still need to get the bead back that allows us to do the Confessor statue trials. But we'll make our way through the little mini platforming gauntlet here to open up the way for Redento. Close one. And we're through. There we go. More bones. Bring the bones before me. And we are to the other side. There is, I don't think, it looks like there's nothing to do with these candles in New Game Plus. We've already progressed the beads all the way to their completion.
I'm not worthy of thine infinite compassion. I will pray.
You're more than worthy, dude.
Thank the Master for now my feet are marching to both Eternal Father.
More than worthy.
It is of little.
All right, so Redento is onward and upward, and now we are back to the beginning once again, and we're back to this. We're actually right here at what I think is the Altar of Penitence. I think this is what was mentioned. I didn't know it at the time, but the true torment explanation that we get going into New Game Plus mentioned an Altar of Penitence, which I think this is it. And I noticed later, editing my footage, that there is actually still an interact option here. I did not see that the first time. What could we're not able to unwind this thing, are we? Whoa, wait a second. It does say abandon. We could abandon this if we wanted to. That's really interesting. It's not a, I wonder if you could abandon and then choose one of the others, or if it just says, okay, you're abandoning this, you're just going to have no penitence this run. I don't know for sure, but I don't want to abandon it. I'm having fun with this playstyle, but it is interesting that is a it's not a point of no return that they force you to live with. All right, we got a couple turn-ins here at Albero, And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and unlock, since we are up to that. Though the reason I've been wearing the greed heart and trying to get as much, being as greedy with my prayer, my greed prayer to get me extra tears, is so that we can get bench warp. I want to be able to warp between pre-dues. And if we're not using flasks, those flask upgrades aren't a major priority, are they? We also get some tears from Tirso. Tirso! Oh, it's in the name. I get it now. Of course. Tears from Tirso. Okay, let's just ignore that one. We'll edit that part out. And what else do we have in our quest items that needs to be dealt with here at the town? Nothing else that I can see at the moment, so we will just touch base with this guy, though. I guess we could turn in bones, but that's fine. This is good. We're gonna just spruce up the church here with one big fat lump sum. And otherwise, I'm not sure what reason we would have to donate. I don't know if there are any New Game Plus additions at the church. I would not expect there to be, but we'll see. 20k though, I think, is going to net us some stuff, some good stuff. Let's see. I don't know exactly what's going to leave in here, if there's going to be any sort of reward other than the cosmetic changes. Looks like it's just cosmetics in here, but we should now unlock bench warp, which is a nice one. It's not quite as relevant when you have all of your backtracking options from the get-go, and you can kind of do everything as you go, more or less, but there's still going to be some things that you're going to need to backtrack for. So having that option to get around is nice. I will also go ahead and mark on the map. I don't think I'm going to forget it, but we'll just put, just so we can use our skull marker, we will plop that on the Amanecidas boss fight for us to tackle one day. For now, though, I think I will just continue on to the next. It's either continue in Yondo or continue in the olive trees. I think we'll do olive trees and convent next, and then look to take on Grievance Ascend last, because then we'll have our third turn in for the Harry Sister trio. I guess we already, I don't remember exactly. No answer. Yeah, this is where I thought Hemino had, I think I had thought he was just dead. But it turns out he's hanging on and waiting for us to fill up a chalice with some hot oil. So he's hanging in there, and we'll get to him as soon as we can. All right, with the exception of the room here where we need to turn in that one quest item eventually to the lady with the hair, I have pretty much cleared out Olive Tree's Wither, I believe. So we're here, and we're gonna check in on the Candelaria shop, as well as get our set of bones down below. Get our stop the bell from ringing as well. And it's so nice to have the bench warp this early on. Makes maneuvering, oh, that's right, makes maneuvering so much nicer. And I guess we do have, that's right, this is the other one of the other quest items for the sisters down below, so we'll pick that up, and then we will establish our elevator shortcut here back to Albero. And as well, I just remembered, pick up this, which apparently is the one bead that actually does get reset, the Immaculate Bead. Now, I have tested this on a fresh file. I am aware that you actually, it looks like you actually do have to completely turn or fill up the Immaculate Bead. you do have to get... You do have to transform it fully into Weight of True Guilt, because if it's just Immaculate like this, you aren't able to go in and do the arena challenges. So, so yeah, I'm not sure that I want to do the arena challenges just yet. I think we'll put those off for just this moment, because I think the only thing we're going to be getting from them is more tears. And now that I've got the bench warp, there's not really too much more to spend tears on, at least not that I know of yet. Who knows what additional content has been added, so we'll see about that. But yeah, that is a maybe it would be fun to just take on the challenge now, though, while we still have a lower well, I was gonna say, while we have such minimal bead slots, but now we just got another knot of rosary. So, so yeah, I feel like, you know, we're getting a good enough of a challenge here so far in New Game Plus. So, we'll see how things go.
The miracle is taking us away, one
Oh.
after the other. Could we avoid this fate that is imposed on us from the High Wills?
I did not realize there was new dialogue from Tirso. I don't think I've ever heard this line before. Huh. Could we avoid this fate that is imposed on us from the High Wills? Huh.
The miracle is taking...
Have they just changed up his, the time? What was the standard response in New Game? I've forgotten it at this point, but it had to do with, like, the sunset or something.
The miracle is...
So I guess there is a little bit of a mix-up. A little bit of a change-up of the dialogue here in New Game Plus, which is kind of cool. Cool little touch. All right, I've gone ahead and worked my way through several different areas here. I've gone through all of Trees Wither, the graveyard, and up into the convent, at least up to right before the boss. And so I banked that checkpoint there, and I think I have spotted another location here for Hibrael in the room over here to the left that we'll check out in just a moment. I also worked my way through the rest of Yondo and down into Grievance Ascend, and I've banked the checkpoint there. Prior to that boss, it felt like those would be good checkpoints here for us. A lot of this is just kind of rehashing old ground and working my way through each of these zones. So now that we have done all of that, I've got I think some more of Tentutia's stuff to turn in here that we'll do really quickly.
The remnants of Tentutia, with this supplication, sheesh.
And we get some more tears in the process. So that complete.
The order blesses.
The order blesses thee. I think we still have the thing to give. He gave us the... Oh no, he has not given us the Court of Trubarian yet. I think we have to make it to the Mother of Mothers or something, or we have to progress things a little bit farther in order to get that. So I think all of the business here is taken care of in Albero. I also, as per working my way through Grievance Ascends, I took care of the 3 items that you turn into the 3 sisters, which gives you the Egg of Deformity, which I went ahead and hatched and gave to the Lord of the Salty Shores, and as suspected, because it is eventually a relic in New Game, we just get 500 tears here in New Game Plus. So that pattern has so far not broken. And yeah, that is okay. You know, there's not really too much to spend your tears on here in New Game Plus. So I've kind of shifted away from being super greedy. I think I was wearing the greed charm and other the greed heart as well for a bit, and then I realized, what am I really going to spend once I've gotten bench warp? What am I in a hurry to spend my my tears on? So that is the reality of the situation here, which is fine. It is what it is. But yeah, I was working my way through the convent here, and I saw, ooh, I recognize these flowers now. So we've got another appointment, I think. Another appointment with Hibrael. There is an item that we get here normally in New Game, which also turns into tears. But this also is where our new friend is hanging out. And I think it's probably going to be time for him to toot his horn again, I'm guessing.
The ancient miracle never forgot the five. It bound them by its holy whim. It cursed them. It condemned them. Yes. It has kept them asleep in case it needed them. And now, it needs them. Do you want to make the bronze sing?
Just as before, I would suspect this is giving us access to another boss fight, so of course, more bosses, more better. Make that bronze sing. Once we're ready to take on those bosses, of course. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I know where this is. And this is also... Okay.
One Amanecida has already awoken, which is why the Saita is already resounding.
I have to say, I do really enjoy this voice actor. He's one of the better ones that we've gotten to hear on the game. He really does a good job.
The Amanecidas of the miracle await you.
Okay, and with that, I would imagine, just as before, yeah, the flowers are already gone, and so is Hibrael. He will have moved on. So we found him once in Echoes and Salt. Is it Echoes of Salt? Echoes of Salt. And then we found him in the convent, but I did not find him anywhere in Grievance Ascends, so, or anywhere else in any of these areas so far before we open the big bronze door. So he must, if he appears, I would imagine there's going to be more than 2 appearances of this guy, of Hibrael, I would imagine. But that's just a guess. I really don't know for sure. What I think is, I think this is the place that Amanecida will have appeared. It's either that one or this one, but I think this was like a hidden fervor upgrade. So as you can see, obviously I've gotten all of the upgrades that are available through each of these areas that I've fully cleared out. So we're quite a bit more buff already than when we started, which is great. And our flasks are upgraded. The only thing that's not upgraded is the damage of our sword. But that's okay, because this spell build is so much fun. And I'm curious now how we're going to spec in for this Lady of the Charred Visage. What do we want to do here? Had not given this any thought just yet, but I think sticking with this Smoking Heart of Incense makes a lot of sense. I had also picked up finally the Immaculate Pearl, or the Immaculate Bead, so I think, because I do want to go through these trials again just to be thorough. I just love this about a game. When I get to replay a game, I like doing all the things. I like doing all the things when I first play the game, and I like doing all the things when I play the game again. It's just the nature of how I'm a completionist. So I want to do all of those little Confessor trial challenges, but we do need to get this bead to turn into the Weight of True Guilt, I think. However, when we first played on New Game Plus, I kind of skipped. There were several different stages that I just sort of skipped by because I didn't realize what was happening, or I didn't think to check the bead and see if it was changing at all. I thought it was just preventing. Oh, it's like, oh, it prevents us from separating from our guilt fragment, but I didn't think that there was a change going on with the actual charm. And I have seen, having played on a fresh file, I have seen that there are different stages to this bead, but we haven't checked them out together here on the playthrough. So we'll leave this equipped for when we do die, and we can check those intermediate stages of the bead. As for this boss fight, this is probably this is an okayish lineup, but I think we do want to lean a little bit more. I mean, defense is good. The prayer that I noticed worked really well when I played this on my most recent fresh file, Zarabanda, is pretty insane on this fight. This is a pretty ridiculous ability to have for all of the different particles that are flying all over the place. So I think that's a good prayer for this boss, and I like the idea of having at least some additional fervor generation. I guess we already have that with the Embers of the Broken Star. So that plus, this is where I don't know exactly what affinity of magic or elemental damage we're facing off against. Is it fire? Would make the most sense. Our Lady of the Charred Visage. We could try that and see. Swap out this for Kiersey's. See if that covers and keeps us from taking too much damage. I think to start, what makes sense, we'll do this big bead of blue wax to give ourselves extra fervor, and then as the fight progresses, I will switch over to once we get at least an initial cast, we can. There's a little min-maxing going on there. We can switch over to the Embers of the Broken Stars. Now, do I want to use Viridiana here? Do I want to use Viridiana for this fight? Like, I have a feeling that we might, because of the fact that her character gets this progression in her appearance, that there is some sort of a quest line, or there's something that happens if we keep summoning her for these fights. So I think I will go ahead and do this, even though I'm not sure if we need the help.
By me or my outward appearance, now changed and seasoned. This might be a small price to pay for such joyous alliance. My protection does not cease here. Will you require?
Yeah, let's go ahead and say yes. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we bring Viridiana along for the ride, since I'm not in quite the same try-hard mode as I was during the new game experience. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Charred Visage time. The other thing that's nice about okay, I also do have to say that's something that I did not recognize when we did this fight for the first time. I think we first tried it, so it's not like it was a big deal. Maybe we had a couple attempts, but it was not that difficult of a fight in New Game. But I never noticed there are platforms over here to climb the wall. You can completely just climb up the wall, and I just never saw that the first time. Never even noticed. Let's drink. And that is a pretty nice thing to know, because especially when you throw in the ability to pogo. Pogoing being a thing that I did not really have in my repertoire in New Game. These Zarabanda are so fucking good. The Dream Shield knocking all the other projectiles away is it's just amazing. It's too damn good, man. It's too damn good. And then being able to climb the wall to avoid these laser beams is also kind of too damn good. Oh, that was just in time. I just got that off in time. What the fuck? Oh my god. Boy, having the wall climb there makes such a difference. That's insane. Okay, I said I wasn't going to be greedy, or I said I have... Well, I didn't say I wasn't going to be greedy. I never said that. Getting the greed at the end of a fight, getting the ability to get extra souls and extra tears is just too tempting. I can't resist it. Can't help myself, guys. We may have nothing to spend it on here, but I just can't help myself. And this boss is too easy. This boss is still, even on New Game Plus, kind of a pushover. So there you go. Did not need the help as I suspected from Viridiana, but there we go. Okay, so that is second of the 3 visages here has been handled. And now we get to take on the 3 anguishes.
In the name of the great ordeal, may the gold in my visage melt and erase the compunction, heart of guilt.
Return now from the dream. This concept of the dream. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, and we get the thing. I forgot about this with Hemino, the golden thimble filled with burning oil, which I guess that we can go ahead and take care of that as well.
You have carried out the sin you have been allowed to behold.
The Visage of Compunction. Yeah. Penitent, sorrowful be the heart. There we go. And then I think a useless, may a couple statues in here if I remember correctly. I guess I'm going to keep kneeling at these just in case something's different in one of them, but I think it's pretty clear that this is all going to be... Those mea culpa statues, at least, are not going to be of any use to us. So, let's go ahead and head back to the bench. And... Oh, that is interesting. I've never done that before. It counts this as the bench. That's actually kind of similar to Hollow Knight, actually, where the once you've beaten a boss, that counts basically as your save point. Your updated save point. All right. So before we go to the 3 anguishes, I guess we can go back to Gemino quickly. Get this interaction.
I feel the boiling oil entering my veins. I can no longer hear the others.
Yep. And that's it. No mas. No mas from Hemino, but I do think if we leave and come back, we get our items that I did not pick up for a very, very, very long time. The dried flowers bathed in tears. And now we know what to do with this. We know straight away what to do with this shit, because we can just go right on through here. Let me give myself my extra dodge distance. Increased the little toe made of limestone. The little toe that could. And just run right past you, troublemakers. And take care of this quest item. Why did this stump me for so freaking long? I know why. But I still have a little bit of emotional pain as a result. I'll get over it one day. It'll be fine. Okay, we can take this off the map. That is taken care of. Tears acquired. And now, oh, we need to do this. I can't quite warp directly. I can't quite warp directly from my from the map. But this is how the warping is done. So for this fight, which prayer do we want to try? Which prayer makes the most sense? Zarabanda is probably also going to be pretty good. But maybe... should we try the babies again? Maybe we try this one again and see. Like, it could... I wonder, do they get boosted? They probably would get boosted by... They should get boosted by this Mea Culpa Heart, and I would think they would also get boosted by the... what is it? This bead that boosts... Yeah, the drop of coagulated ink. I would think that they would get... That would be something that would... That they would benefit from. So why don't we try it? And I'll put back on the Immaculate Bead just in case we die. Because this one, I will say, I think we also first tried this one, didn't we? But I have noticed on playing on fresh files that this fight can be a little, I think maybe got a little bit lucky our first time around, but on my subsequent attempts, I have died a fair bit from simply just falling. The one-shot gravity deaths have gotten me in a few instances because you can get knocked off of the ledges in a way that you're not expecting. Particularly by the big, when the three voices or the three anguishes combine, they start firing off their own version of Debla of the Lights, and that attack has knocked me to my death a few times. So we'll have to see and be wary of that. What would we use in addition to start with this and then switch to something? Just better defense. Probably. I think I like that. I think that makes sense to me. This shouldn't be too... I would not expect this to be too... Oh, look at... Oh my gosh, Viridiana is... Look at that. Okay, I was going to say I wouldn't expect this to be too difficult, but we'll see. But Viridiana has progressed already.
Pay no heed to the wrinkles of my skin.
Holy shit.
The hair that grows silvery or my trembling legs. Our pact has yet to be concluded, as has your arduous enterprise.
God damn.
Penitent one,
we're killing this poor lady.
You require my assistance.
Oh my gosh. I definitely feel a little better about not taking her help in the in New Game. But you know, at the same time, even if this is leading her to her demise, that you know, maybe she's fulfilling her purpose, and that it is a worthy demise, perhaps. Maybe that's how I'll sleep better at night.
So be it.
Okay. All right. So there we go. Let's get into it here. And wait a second. What is this? What is this? What is... I don't remember this being here before. The heck is this thing? Is this like a New Game Plus edition? Or is this because we summoned Viridiana? Is that what it is? I don't know for sure. Wait, it is because we summoned her. Oh, holy shit. She gets her own platform. She gets her own freaking platform. Okay, let's switch out the blue bead for defense. She gets her own platform. Oh, that's cool. Kind of a cool way to do things. Summon more babies. I'm not even paying attention to how much damage they're doing. Where are the beams? It's just the one. I think there's eventually two beams, though, that show up. Oh, I almost got knocked off there. Shit. What the fuck? I just... Okay. I was trying to climb past the Markoth style, you know, daggers that get thrown. I was trying to climb my way out of that situation, but no such luck. Aha! So we did take a death, and now we have the bead marked by guilt. Bead that has absorbed the guilt of its bearer. It may be difficult to perceive the dark macula that twists inside. Macula, what the hell is that? but the cold it gives to the touch leaves no room for doubt. Wearing it in your rosary prevents the accumulation of guilt in the world, at least while the bead retains part of its purity. Okay. I think the lore does not change. I think the lore is the same as it was previously. So, okay, there you go. Bead marked by guilt. Let's switch out. Get ourselves a little extra. I don't know if I like what the babies were doing there. They didn't seem to be. I think I'm less than impressed so far with the compañero, because they don't seem to do like a ton of damage. They're more expensive, and they also, I've noticed as I've been using different prayers, working my way through the various areas here, I've noticed that sometimes they just bug out and they don't even attack. I don't think they were doing that in this instance, but yeah, I was definitely less than impressed. Should we try this romance? This could be kind of cool with us jumping around all over the place. Maybe. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to really get the best usage out of. Like, it could be that the good old Viridialis is actually just the best one here, because you can, you know, they tend to levitate around the center of the screen, and if you can just launch one of these with a platform that's in the center that they're all kind of hovering around, like, you can probably get multiple hits on them, and it's cheaper. So that might be the best way to go. Just the good old Viridialis, you know, the oldie but a goodie. Let's give it another shot here, though. Unless they're levitating above that platform and you don't hit any of them. Please grab the side of the platform. It's a little bit better. I need to heal. Is it just me, or does this Whoa! Are they firing more quickly than they did in the It feels like this things are moving faster. It feels like the arena is moving more quickly, and they are firing more quickly. But it could just be me. Okay, I don't think I like this one. I don't think I like the Viridialis. Let's try something else. Let's try. Man, Debla is just good. Debla is just. It's hard to beat this one. Why did I not drink? I could have sworn that I drank a flask, and then the fact that it didn't drink completely threw me off. Completely sort of made me lose concentration there. I think I'm losing some concentration in general because this fight feels much more difficult than it did previously. Our sword is not dealing very much damage. I think that's probably the main factor. Half damage on the sword is a pretty big limitation here, and we have to get as much mileage as we can out of our prayers. As much mileage as possible. And, yeah, maybe Debla is the way. It's definitely one that I have gravitated to, probably the most. Probably my favorite prayer out of all of them. It's just so powerful. And it's nice that it hits stuff that's above you. So good. Bead tainted by guilt is the next stage here. Bead that has absorbed the guilt of its bearer on several occasions. In its nucleus there lies a black spiral, twisting and stirring in outbursts of wrath. Wearing it in your rosary prevents the accumulation of guilt in the world, at least while the bead retains part of its purity. Okay, we're also not getting any help from this bead. We have one bead slot here at least that is not being fully utilized. So that's definitely something else. that we could benefit from. I think another thing we could benefit from is actually this bead of gold thread. I might end up using this. Also, maybe I just need to be using... I got rid of the fourth toe because I thought, oh, we're not really dodging that much, but maybe I need to be still dodging more often. I'm not sure. Not sure. I might switch over to this, though, to give myself a little bit of quicker blast screen time. We can also kind of open with the Debla, I think. We can just open with that right off the bat and then immediately switch to this. And that was like a pretty significant chunk of damage. Jump right into that. Yeah, that Debla, oh my god, that's doing so much damage. I'm also being maybe a little bit more focused, a little more mindful about not running to... Oh, shit. Okay, I'm somehow... Shit. That's what I was afraid of. Is getting... That's what can happen, is you can sometimes just get stuck on the wrong side. And then all of a sudden, their own... Ah! The fact that they use Debla as well. Or their own version of it. Goddamn. All right, there it is. The weight of true guilt. Be completely tainted. That has absorbed the sins of its wearer until completely filled and closes a storm of guilt and rumbles with the echoes of past mistakes. And then it talks about the statues of confessors used to carry beads like this, reaping guilt from repentant parishioners. And I wonder if that's what clued me in. I wonder if I read this. I don't remember exactly, but I think I might have read this description as I was sleuthing through my beads, trying to figure out the remaining mysteries in New Game. And I thought, wait a second, didn't we pick this up? Or maybe I had just played a new fresh file and I realized that, oh wait, we get this from one of the confessor statues. Maybe this is what we do with the weird red platform in there. Platform? The weird red portal is what I meant to say. So we'll switch. Okay, there we go. We got our blue bead now. Debla is doing so much. We're using, yeah, we're giving ourselves the increased potency on the prayers. So this is really, really boosting the power of Debla. We could even, you know, we could lean into this even a little bit more if we want to. Like, this Mason's Wheel is nice. I like the idea of, I'm going to keep the Mason's Wheel because I want to be able to cover ground and escape to the other side of the arena if I need to. But switching over, getting increased for, yeah, we're going to switch this blue bead to the other fervor generator, which I think is this Crown of Gnawed Thorn. Increase the fervor generated by penitent one's attacks. Yeah, we're going to get that. And really up the fervor generation here. Because I want to be able to spam this as much as possible. We have to. It's the way our build works. When our sword doesn't do shit, our spells have to do all the work. I forgot that there's a cooldown on when you can next launch. Damn it. I did not mean to grab the edge there. Sometimes when you're expecting to fall, drink. Shit. Though it is interesting that the floor lasts much longer than I would have expected. The floor actually lasts quite long. Got 4 hits there. That was awesome. Okay, it's not that much damage. It's fine. It's fine. Just don't get on the wrong side. Don't take a gravity death. If you take damage from the Debla, it's okay. No! Why did you knock me off that way? Also, why did I jump up to that side? I should have just waited. This is what I was talking about. And we got lucky enough, I think, in our very first attempt to avoid this fate. But this has been a common occurrence so many times. So many times in my fresh file experience. And it's frustrating. But we can avoid it. We can be better. And we will. Let's make this happen. Get on that side is a little bit better because I think they do naturally move a little bit to the right and they really take the full force. Oh, I can't use Viridiana's I cannot stand on her platform. Maybe I should have let her heal me there. It takes her a long time to heal. She says Penitent One and then it takes forever for her to heal you. I thought I had magic. No. Did not really hit him well there. I should have let her heal me. Yeah, I need to wait to see which side it's going to be on. That's the key. Wait. Wait to see what side you're going to have to dodge from. Just need one more Debla. One more. Finally. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. There we go. Good night. Tres anguistas. It was fun. It was fun, but I kind of, you know, I do hate it when it's like an insta-death mechanic. It's just what... Wait a second. Wait, she's here.
I feel fortunate to partake in this victory. Before I depart, I want these words to accompany you, so that you remember our pact.
And she gives us tears.
Penitent One in silence. Now resume your journey.
And so it goes for Viridiana. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, friend, who I would not allow to heal me during that, because every time she was like, penitent one, and then I would drink a flask. And she's like, oh, I don't need to help you, actually. Okay, Viridiana, there you go. There you go. She gave us tears. She gave us tears. Since we've been getting, like, everything in New Game Plus has been a reward as tears. I wonder if, like, if we had done this in New Game, would she have actually given us something? Or do we have something already that she could have alternatively given to us? I wonder. I wonder. All right. Thank you, Viridiana, for at least it's the thought that counts. Oh, wait a second. There is another item here, and are these leaves that are falling around her out of thin air? What the hell? And more tears. What? Okay, I wonder if she's just here permanently. That's really interesting. Why does it only give us tears, though? That is, at this point, something I've been very strict. I've been very strict on, like, don't tell me anything. But now that we have reached New Game Plus, I'm probably, I think, a little bit more open to maybe explanations. Like this right here, I would be curious to know, why is it that we only picked up tears from her? I felt like there would be something more significant that we would get. Because it's Viridiana. It's like, it's one of the... It's the lady who helps us against bosses. And now she's gone. Because she helped us against those bosses. Okay. I feel like there's more to the story there that I don't quite get. Feel free, if you do know, to, as long as it's not spoiling anything that is yet to come. That's my main concern. You know, I just don't want to, I don't want to be spoiled on anything that we haven't done yet. But now that we're in New Game Plus, we've done a lot of things. And I'm okay with a little bit of explanation or clarification on that particular interaction with Viridiana.
Heart of guilt.
And we get our final wound, and we are ready to open a bronze door. And in fact, the bronze door is opening for us. And we see the His Holiness here above, yeah, the face looking up into the sky. There we go. Okay. I still don't know who this is. Still don't know who this figure back here is supposed to be. Is that something I want an explanation on? Maybe not yet. Maybe some of the deeper lore cuts will still hold off on, because maybe there is some, maybe there's like a moss bag lore video for Blasphemous that explains it all, and maybe I'll react to that someday. I don't know.
You have been allowed to meet the Visage, penitent one, in silence. After bowing before the holy
door on the Bridge of Calvary has opened.
The strict eye of His Holiness, we
Yep.
penitents carry such guilt that perhaps the affliction is giving us a second breath. But be wary. Amongst prayers, it might silently come creeping to us one day. Sorrowful be...
Okay. All right, and I think I have already... We had already explored down here to the bottom of this elevator, but now it is fully... The path is fully connected as we would expect. So let's go ahead then. And I want to get to... This is probably going to take me back to the boss room. Isn't it? Isn't that what this does now? If that's what it did before, it does take us back to the boss room. But now it's open, and now I can go back here to the bench. Let's turn on. Let's activate. It's so funny, the words that you end up saying while you're in the middle of recording yourself. because your mind is thinking about multiple things, right? I'm thinking ahead to what we're going to do next and going through the bronze door, and I'm thinking about the beads that I want to equip to make that trip a little bit faster, which are my toe beads. And then I try to talk while I'm in the middle of that. And so I say silly things like, now we need to activate and turn on certain beads. Because that's, you know, it's kind of a similar thing. You know, you're making an effect, making something come into effect, which is your ability to dodge and dodge more often and dodge farther. Now, we do have this confrontation with Esdras that we had before.
Sister, I know you are there. Even
I also
if
noticed we got some
can't
tears
see
just
you,
now.
Hear my plea. After your departure, it is now my turn to prove I'm deserving of our captain's trust. I will not fail, Chrysanta.
He does mention Chrysanta
and may
here.
The greatest of pains devour me if I let the penitents through this door. On your guard, penitent one. That elusive light. It can't be her.
Oh, but it is.
Is that true, sister? Is this really the sublime light of your virtue? So, you have received the much esteemed and blessed favor of my sister. With her blessing, she has given you the ability to hear her noble voice, full of grace.
Indeed.
Penitent one, meet me in the chapel where guilt was given shape.
Oh, shit. Oh, I completely forgot that this is what he says. I even took notes on this, and I apparently have not reviewed those notes, or didn't review them often enough. Or when I reviewed them last, it was before we had actually gone back to the chapel with Chrysanta and Esdras being there. He tells us now to go meet him in the chapel. Oh my gosh, we might have completely missed something. We might have, we need to go to that chapel.
Where you were anointed the penitent one, and where you knelt for the first time.
Where you knelt for the first time. It's what we see in the opening cutscene. I think we take mea culpa out of that statue, don't we? Of course.
It will be in this remote place that my sister will hear my plea, and will send her voice to me once again.
We might have completely missed what we were supposed to do with Esdras' questline. Holy shit. And those are the tears, I think, that I saw show up there. What do we get normally in the game? If those are tears that we just got, what does he normally give us? That I completely forgot as well. Okay. Let's briefly... okay, there's a couple things here. I'm also remembering that I think there's actually a place that we're supposed to find... I think there's a place we're supposed to find Redento somewhere here in the wasteland of the buried churches. But that might be a... That might be something... That's not should not be related to Esdras. I'm just thinking through, given that achievement that I noted that I wanted to maybe try to get. Oh, I don't know how. Okay, I'm getting distracted thinking about that. Let me think about that later. Right now, the important thing is we go back to this. This has to open now, right? Because this is where Esdras is. This is where he is. Because he told us he was going to be here. How did I not? Well, I didn't get this the first time because I didn't know what was behind this door, right? So he said, go and meet me in the chapel where you were once, you first knelt, right? I didn't know where that was yet. I didn't know what he was talking about. That's all I was. I was ignorant. And I thought it was going to be some place that was going to be beyond this bronze door. But maybe if I'd have thought about it a little bit, the fact that he runs in this direction, I should have maybe thought, oh, he didn't just run through the bronze door, he ran this way, somewhere back in this part of the world is what he's talking about. Now it makes so much sense. And that door's open. Oh my god. And Chrysanta is not here yet. And that, of course, I wouldn't expect her to be. Let's see what he says.
Virtuous penitent one, this was the place where your sword was born of guilt itself, bringing pain to the flesh as the soul could suffer no more. The voice of my sister, may the glories protect her, recited verses to me as tender as they were wise, her words revealing a different destiny for you.
A different destiny, you say?
Further away, although not in distance, woven in shadows, though full of light. I have been guarding this key for a long time now.
Holy shit, a whole new quest item.
Behind which lies that which the holiness itself condemned to eternal reclusion. But I no longer have the power nor the words to describe it. Head for the library of the negated words. There you'll find the keeper of keys, although the one I am entrusting you with is missing from his collection.
Oh, shit. What was his name? It started with a D, I want to say? Or am I thinking of Deo Gracias? But I know who you're talking about, the key guy. Holy shit, there was a whole nother thing here that we missed. Oh my gosh. Okay, well this is why we're doing New Game Plus though. A ponderous key grown straight from the trunk of a tree. Its surface is polished like an impossible carving, except for 3 striking knots that serve as teeth. A layer of molten gold covers its head, the only show of deference to the traitor who was locked up in the deepest roots of Custodia. Shit, I feel like there has been mention of a traitor elsewhere, but now I don't remember. Do I have notes on a traitor, I wonder? Might have to go digging through item descriptions again, oh my gosh. There it is, it did start with a D. Diosdado observed that singular wooden key in a silence disturbed only by the rattle of his own breathing. After a long pause, he finally said, "No, there is no other key like this." Then he began to walk, leaning on the lamp that he used as a stick and looking around anxiously, trying to find something that would help him remember the place where the strange door could be found, in whose lock this unusual key would fit. He walked down long hallways, crammed with dusty tomes, past bookcases filled with ramshackle wooden shelves that had long ago rotted in the humid air, when suddenly he heard a grinding sound. The key of knotted wood was stirring in the palm of his hand and seemed to be twisting more and more. It was then that he realized he had found the door he was looking for. Oh shit. Oh my god, this just got so good. This just got so exciting. This is where we will wrap up this installment of Blasphemous. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, consider hitting the like button and doing those YouTube things to share it with others like you who would also get a kick out of it. And this is, I'm so stoked now that we have started this New Game Plus, because there was an entire, holy fucking shit, there was an entire quest line maybe that we could have done that whole time. But it's good. We got to see an alternate version of events or whatever happened in our first playthrough, and that's what our first playthrough was. And now we get to do things a little differently. Okay, so that is something to look forward to. We're going to be tracking down Diosdado once we get to the library of the negated words, making it through the Mother of Mothers, and I would assume we have more locations from Hibrael to track down, and more Amanecidas to awaken and eventually be ready to confront. I will slowly be working my way, as I did with most of this, I'll be working my way through the portions of the world that we've already covered and collecting all those wonderful tears pickups, and probably start going through some of these confessor statues as well, and all the things that we've done before. But I will do my best to make sure that we cover and document whatever new ground there is to cover, and definitely this new quest line, or the undiscovered, unbeknownst previously to me, quest line involving Esdras and Diosdado. Who would have guessed that he would be involved? I certainly would not have. And I got to imagine Chrysanta is going to play a role at some point, right? So curious to learn more next time. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.